Going to talk about cycling now. A lot of people be interested in Citizens for Safe Cycling. Alex DeVries is here, the Vice President of Citizens for Safe Cycling. Good morning. How are you?
How's it going, Kurt?
Very good, thank you. I know you guys have been busy collecting data and analyzing that data over the last little while, right?
Sure.
You've recently come out with a report on cycling in the city?
That's right.
Yeah. What, first of all, what prompted you to do this? Is this something you often do?
Yeah, for the last couple of years, we've been trying to put out a publication that sort of explains a little bit about the state of cycling in the city.
Yeah.
And it's really intended to just tell everyone really what's happening with cycling.
Yeah.
You can see more and more people on the streets on bikes.
Yeah.
And it's becoming much more prevalent.
Does your study show that there's more cyclists out there, more people using their bikes to get around?
You know, that's a complicated. Those are complicated numbers just because they only do studies so often.
Yeah.
We're about to get, we expect to get data I think this fall, that does a survey in the city to see how people get around, whether they take the bus, walk, or bike to work, or drive.
Yeah.
But generally over the last 7 years, since we first started getting numbers, you can see a general trend in increased number of cyclists. But you know, anecdotally, if you look out on the road, it seems like there's a lot more.
More people out there on bikes. I would think there is, and I get that general feeling. Do we have enough pathways and enough safe spaces for people to bike?
Yeah, you know, the thing is that, especially with intensification in the city, you can see a lot more people starting to move into condos, things like that. It's important that we have facilities that encourage people to do things like bike.
Yeah.
And you can see in other cities that, like Montreal and Minneapolis, that building bike lanes greatly increases the how attractive it is to take a bike to work,
right,
or do your groceries, or
yeah. Now, one of the problems you identified in recent years was the difficulty, especially, well, mostly downtown, of getting from east to west and vice versa without getting on a main thoroughfare, and that brings safety into question. Has Laurier, the bike paths on Laurier, has that helped?
Yeah, you know, the obviously the downtown core is a major employment center. People who want to bike to work just because driving is difficult and the buses can sometimes be busy or slow. So there's a lot of people who want to bike downtown, and certainly having bike lanes makes it much more attractive for new people to take up biking. Mm-hmm. So the Laurier bike lane is part of that solution. Another part is also the connectors in the east and the west.
Right.
And that's part of a larger plan that the city has for an east-west bike corridor through the city, which would extend really from Nepean or Canada all the way through to Gloucester.
Right, right. I know people appreciate the bike paths and the ability to ride, let's say, well, we live in Bell's Corners and we can get downtown pretty easily on bike paths and enjoyably, you know? Yeah. And that's one of the things that is of concern to you. And along with that comes the safety issue. If you have bike paths that enable you to do that, obviously it takes some of the dangers of riding on main thoroughfares out of the equation.
Yeah, you know, the thing, I also think that road users' behavior is really important.
Yeah.
Bike lanes certainly make it more comfortable and attractive to take up biking, and it's also easier to ride safely in a bike lane.
Yeah.
But at the same time, especially in intersections with bike lanes, it's really important that both cyclists and motorists obey the rules, properly use the right of way. I think that's
I'm glad
really
you
important.
said both. Because I don't know about you, I ride a bike sometimes too. It bothers me to no end to see people switching back and forth, being a vehicle or a pedestrian, and riding on sidewalks and so on. It's very frustrating. Yeah. And you know, to see that and dodging in and out of vehicles and so on. You have to follow the rules of the road, be you a cyclist or a driver.
You know, an example of this is, well, first of all, it's illegal to bike on sidewalks
people
in the
still
city.
do it.
Yeah, they do, and they do that because they don't feel safe on the road.
Yeah.
And if we built paths that made it attractive to bike on the then people will.
I suppose.
And you know, an example of that is on Wellington. So the intersection of Bay and Wellington, there is a real problem on Wellington of people riding on the sidewalk. Yeah. So putting a lane there tries to address that.
We're out of time, Alex, but I want to know, are we getting somewhere? Are we making progress? Is it good?
Yeah, you know, you can certainly see more energy from the city, from City Council, and support for recycling facilities, so that's really encouraging.
Good. Well, we'll look forward to more from your group, because I think you have a good idea of what's going on. I think it's important to to identify that. Thanks for coming.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.